Oh, someone here. I'm going to go palming for you here now, really. Sorry. Oh, God, that's horrible. I'll be glad when I finished it. Okay. This was made famous by Stanley Holloway in Britain, and it was written by a fellow called Marriott Edgar. And it's an old music hall thing. Some of you will know it. There's a famous seaside town that's known as Blackpool, that's noted for fresh air and fun, and Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom went there with young Albert, their son. He, a grand little lad, was young Albert, all dressed in his beds, quite a swell. He had a stick with an horse's head handle, the finest that Woolworths could sell. Well, he didn't think much to the ocean. The waves, they were fiddling and small, and there was no shipwrecks and nobody drowned. In fact, nothing to laugh at all. So, seeking further amusement, they paid and went into a zoo where they had lions and tigers and camels and old ale. Oh, and sandwiches too. There was one great big lion named Wallace, whose nose was all covered in scars, and he lay in a somnolent posture with the side of his face against bars. Now Albert had heard about lions, how they was ferocious and wild. Just to see Wallace lying so peaceful-like didn't seem right to the child. So straightway this brave little fella, not showing a morsel of fear, he took his stick with the horse's head handle and he poked it in Wallace's ear. You could see the lion didn't like it. For giving a sort of a roll, he pulled Albert inside the cage with him and swallowed the little lad whole. Now Pa, who'd seen this occurrence and didn't know what to do next, said, "Mother, yon lion's at our Albert." And Mother said, I am vexed." Then Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom, quite rightly, when all said and done, complained to the animal keeper that a lion had eaten their son. The keeper was quite nice about it. He said, "What a nasty mishap. Are you sure it was your son was eaten?" Pa said, "I'm sure, there's his cap." The manager had to be sent for. He came and he said, "What's to do?" Father said, "Yon lion's at our Albert, and him in his Sunday best too." And Mother said, Right, young fella. I think it's a shame and a sin for a lion to go and eat our Albert, and after we've paid to come in." Well, the manager wanted no trouble. He reached for his purse right away. He says, "How much to settle the matter?" Pa said, "What do you usually pay?" But Mother had turned a bit awkward when she thought where our Albert had gone. She said, "No, someone's got to be summoned." So that was decided upon. They went to the local police station in front of this magistrate chap, and they told him what had happened to Albert, and they proved it by showing his cap. Now the magistrate gave his opinion that no one was really to blame, and he said he hoped the Ramsbottoms would have further sons to their name. At this, Mother got proper blazing, and she, "Thank you, sir, kindly," said she. "What, waste all my life raising children to feed ruddy lions? Not me." Thank you.
Now, the next one I'm going to do is one written by a friend of John's, and I can never really remember his name. Was it Bobby Miller? Yeah. Okay. The Burglar. And I've renamed it The Irish Burglar. I came home late last Friday night. I'd been all day in town, and I found me front door half ajar, and I began to frown. I knew that something was amiss on sneaking through the door. Things were scattered everywhere, all strewn around the floor. So I cursed that low-down thieving swine and prayed that he be smitten. But then I saw a half-page note what the burglar had written. As I read those words with bated breath, my mood changed in an instant. I lost that snarl and awful frown as I read those words he'd scribbled down. He said, "I'm sorry, mate. I made this mess. But I hope you'll understand. A bloke gets pretty desperate when they throw him off his land. I haven't been to burglar school. My first and only job. I should have called in at the bank and learned just how to rob. I was going to take your TV, mate, but I found it's not the best. So then I grabbed your stereo, but it won't pass the test. The cassette door is hanging off and there's no place for CDs. I couldn't sell that poor old thing to a flat road Siamese. I searched the place for jewellery, looked underneath your bed. I thought this place had been loaded, but I found a poor bloke here instead. I looked into your bathroom. Hey, ain't you taken all them pills? And did you know your kitchen drawer is full of unpaid bills? The rates has long been overdue. And listen, don't you scoff. If you don't pay that light bill, I'll turn the bastard off. I looked into your refrigerator. I know this may sound rude, but there's really nothing in it. There's hardly any food. I thought burglary would be easy. I'd get myself back on my feet. But I went and found a poor bloke. And with him, I can't compete. There's nothing here of value, as you can plainly see. So, I'm leaving you this $50. You need it more than me.